Mr. Eggplant presents.
Hey guys, Tyler here, and thank you for checking out this video. Today we're going to be talking about all things Bullion on your Marksman Hunter for Dragonflight Season 4. I'm going to talk about a couple of the items that I'm going to be aiming for and in what order that we are going to be trying to get those, and then also just a little bit of a rationale and reason behind that. So first off, I'm sure you guys are probably asking, what the heck are Bullion? So back in Shadowlands, we had Dinar for Season 4, which was a currency. You only got 3, and you kind of bought some different items that were a locked item level on the vendor. Well, now it's actually been upgraded pretty significantly. So now you get 1 bullion a week. So I've already got mine. You do awakened content. So whether that be the raid or doing Mythic Plus, I'm not sure if you can get them from PvP or not, but you can definitely get it from LFR. So if you want to just go do LFR, it's not guaranteed on the first boss. It took me 4 boss kills before I got it. It looked like they were dropping approximately 2 or 3 per boss kill, to give you an idea if you're in like a raid groups setting. But you get 1 a week, and then so every 2 weeks you can buy something off of these NPCs that are in Valdrakken that you guys see behind me. And there is some really crazy gear, and that's the whole reason we're going to be talking today. So first off, it's in Valdrakken. I don't know if a lot of people will show this in their videos, but it's over in the Bronze Enclave, and it's going to be the leftmost building here, just to the left of the word bronze. And so you're going to come through this opening here, and you're gonna walk up and see these 3 vendors. There's actually a 4th vendor over here along the wall. It's where you can get Jigglesworth Senior for 3 bullion, which was the faded meta achievement mount from Shadowlands, and it also has a bunch of Mog items. But there are 3 different NPCs here, and I think this is really clever by Blizzard. It's a nice little flavor, if you will, where this is the same NPC just at different points in its life cycle, which also is what different points of the expansion. So the very first raid is going to be the whelp, and then you're going to have the human form, a human visage, if you will, from Avarice, and then you're going to have the full Drake version of this NPC for Amir Dracel. And so the items that we're going to be looking at today, one is going to be the bow from Razagath, which is going to be number 1. Then we have the trinket from Echo of Neltharion. It's Neltharion's Call to Dominance. And then after that, there's a couple of different items. One of those is going to be the Manic Grieftorch, which is going to be great for single target, not so much for like an everyday build or a Mythic Plus build. And then you're going to have 2 different rings. The one is going to be the, I think it's Seal of Diurna. Yeah, Seal of Diurna's chosen, and then the other ring is the Seal of the Filial Duty. So anyway, let's start off at the first one. And most of them are on the first vendor too, which is kind of sad, but also kind of couldn't believe how broken some of those items were in the first tier. But it's going to be Neltharax, Enemy of the Sky. Obviously, the easiest way to say it's just going to be your BIS weapon. This weapon can literally, forget about the on-hit effect, this weapon can literally go from the item level that is for LFR all the way up to max mythic item level, which is going to be 535. And any items that are rare drops or very rare drops from the penultimate boss, the second to last boss, or the last boss of every raid tier will be able to be upgraded to 1 of 14 instead of 1 of 12. So this one can literally be the highest item level possible, which is really great. And then of course it has that on hit effect. Your auto attack damage does more damage, and then that's going to be beneficial for us because we have a lot more haste in our build than we did back in Season 1, so we're going to be able to do more of that more often. It's not going to be as good for Mythic Plus, but still by far the best weapon that you can get. And so after that, we're going to go here to the middle NPC, and you're going to look at the Neltharion's Call to Dominance. This is an amazing trinket, and honestly, it was good in Season 2. It's been nerfed a little bit into Season 4, but this thing is still crazy because of how Windrunner's guidance changed from Season 2 to Season 4. It used to just give you a random 6 seconds of true shot, but now it does not. It just extends the next true shot by up to 10 seconds. Because of that, what was happening was it would randomly give you 6 seconds, so then this trinket would proc, so then you would never get full value out of it, but now you can. So whenever you're attacking, you have a chance to put Domineering Arrogance on as like a stack, and then whenever you use your true shot, it gets rid of all those stacks, and however many stacks you lost gives you that much agility. Like for the lowest item level possible, it's going to give you basically 7,000 of your main stat when you need it most for 20 seconds, which is going to be during your true shot. This is coupled very nicely with some on-use trinkets, such as the Iridius Fragment from Mythic Plus in the Halls of Infusion, or the Puzzle Box from Algathar Academy. And I already tried to get the one from Algathar Academy. I saw it drop, but unfortunately not in my bags. So that's going to be number 2, and those are both going to be locks for Marksman. Like straight up, those are BIS 100% and twice on Sunday items. And plus, they both can go up to 535. So strong. And so then I had mentioned there is kind of an interesting pick here at number 3, which will be Manic Grieftorch. This is only good for single target, not nearly as good, and outpaced by a ton of trinkets in AoE. This is going to be a really great trinket at the beginning of the tier and less so at the end, because it's special ability, so obviously it does damage, and you can also use this item while you're on the move now, which is a huge quality of life upgrade for this trinket. But if you have an allied player die in your group, whenever it's on cooldown, it lowers that remaining cooldown by 90 seconds. So you could be getting like free grief torches like crazy, and these things do a lot of damage and can crit. So this was going to be very strong at the beginning, but really only for single target and not necessarily for AoE. So if you're going to be doing more raiding than Mythic Plus, by all means, Manic Grieftorch should be your number 3 pick. If not, I'm personally going to skip it because, for one, I'm very lazy. So I try to just do the same build for the most part, like items wise, as much as I can for both single target and for AoE, other than maybe a trinket or two. So I'll pick this up maybe 5th or 6th, but it will not be my 3rd pick. And then we're going to stay on this page. So the next pick, though, for sure is going to be Seal of Diurna's Chosen, which is off of Aranog. It gives you a high amount of versatility, which is going to be good for us here in Season 4. Give us a little bit more survivability in our build. And then also, whenever you do fire damage, which is your explosive shot, or also your completely safe rockets, those do fire damage as well, you have a chance to burn your target every 2 seconds for 15k to start out, and then it's going to get significantly more from there. And I believe that this does go up with your versatility as well. So do keep that in mind. And then finally, the last one is going to be Seal of Filial Duty. This does drop off of Diurna, and it's a very rare item. The Manic Grieftorch isn't a very rare, so it only goes up to 12 upgrades. But the duty goes up to 14, so it will go up to 535 as well. A lot of mastery for your build, and it also gives you a chance to get a bubble when doing fire damage. Gives you a bubble to take less damage, which is always a good thing for a marksman hunter. Alright, so those are going to be the items I'm going to be looking for in the order of the Raszageth bow, the Neltharax, then I'm going to be getting the Call to Dominance, then I'm personally going to be picking up the Aranog ring, and then followed up by most likely the Diurna ring. And keep in mind, this is 8 weeks down the line, so you can get a ton of items, and that list may change. Some other items that you would consider looking at would be the Cloak off of Sarkareth. Let me click on there real fast. That one go all the way up to max of 535. The one problem with this one, it does steal stats from your allies, which is great, and then you get them plus a lot more on top of it, which will almost always send you into diminished returns, though, so that does kind of feel bad. But it doesn't have any stamina, so we kind of need all the stamina we can get, because we need all the survivability we can get. So maybe you would try some other items out at that point, or even go buy something else on the MOG, or just try some different trinkets out at that point. But this does kind of change how I would be doing my embellishments. So right now I'm going to be putting my embellishment on the Signet of Titanic Insight, where it's going to be giving me that extra blue silk lining. And look, speaking of your embellishments, I would do one of two things. I would either build a Drakathis Armguard in a blue silk lining, or do double blue silk lining. Just keep in mind, you do have to be above 90% health to get any value out of those blue silk linings. But they're definitely worth doing, and I have had some really great success in Mythic Plus. So usually the Drakathis Armguards are considered good for raid, and then the double blue silk lining good for Mythic Plus. I've done both and succeeded with both. So by the time week 8 rolls around, I'll probably end up dropping the Signet of Titanic Insight and then moving my blue silk lining into another slot. Most likely the neck piece, just because you want to put it on the jewelry as much as possible, because when you pump those up, they don't have main stat, so they make up for it by having a ton of secondary stats. And then you can easily, particularly, I think it's the torque, I think is what it's called. It's TORC, I think it's torque. Or the signet, if you want to just keep that, which is also totally fine, because you're going to have 4 different sparks at that point, and if you don't have to be wasting a spark on, or 2 sparks on a weapon, you could have already sparked a neck, a belt, a ring, and a wrist, or redid an embellishment already. Super easy to do, but the reason I brought up the signet or the torque neck, they're super easy to recraft. You can constantly recraft those to get better stats. So that's kind of what my thoughts are right now. I cannot wait to get this bow in my hands, and congratulations to Marksman from my Discord. I already got one week 1, so that means he's probably going to go Neltharion's Call to Dominance for his first item. I'm so jealous, but congratulations to him, and I hope you guys will leave me comments down below. Let me know what you guys think so far for the first week of Season 1. I'll have updates each and every week for you guys about my Marksman journey, where my head is, where I'm thinking about putting my bullion, putting my sparks, that sort of thing. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.